I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Uh, enjoying this rain here. Uh, so I just got off from work. So two things happened. The president of Iran put out um, a letter. I'm going to read some of it. Then I'm going to follow what the president of the United States said, and for, and I didn't watch it, so I'm gonna cover it live as it's cover it not live, but cover it because I hadn't seen it, but I have seen other people's reaction to it. It says it's just the same old, but this is who what y'all voted for, right? This is what y'all voted for. So um so we're going to at first I'm going to go ahead and read this first from the president of Iran. Hmm. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me do this real quick. Uh, oh, and by the way, let me do this. Donations are appreciated over here. Okay. Oh yeah, let me check the yeah. Let me check this thing here. Yeah, yeah, right here. Yeah, yeah. Something just happened on my screen yard. Something I got fixed that anyway. Um, here we are. Yeah, so StreamYard kind of messing up real quick. So let me try to do this instead. So anyway, so here is a letter from the president of Iran. He put this out here yesterday evening, and let me read. This is the president of Iran right here. So he sat there and said, "In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, to the people of the United States of America and all those who, amid a flood of distortions and manufactured narratives, continue to seek the truth and aspire to a better life. Iran, by this very name, character, and identity, is one of the oldest continuous civilizations in American human history. I don't know why I said American. Um, I messed up. Despite its historical and geographical advantages at various times, Iran has never in modern history chosen the path of aggression, expansion, colonialism, or domination. Even after enduring occupation, invasion, and staying pressures from global powers, and despite possessing military superiority over many of its neighbors, Iran never initiated a war. Yet it has r- resolutely and bravely repelled those who have attacked it. The Iranian people harbor no enemy uh, towards other nations, including the people of America, Europe, or neighboring countries. Face Even in the face of repeated foreign interventions and pressures, although their proud history, Iranians have constantly drawn a clear distinction between governments and the peoples they govern. This is a deeply rooted principle in Iranian culture and collective consciousness, not a temporary political stance. Now, I noticed he said America, Europe, and neighboring countries. I wonder if those neighboring countries include um, Israel. Just saying. I mean, just saying. Um, for this reason, portraying Iran as a threat is neither consistent with historical reality nor with present day observable facts. Such a participation is the product of political and economic whims of the powerful, the need to manufacture an enemy in order to justify pressure, maintain military dominance, sustain arms industry, and control strategic markets. In such an environment, if a threat does not exist, it is invented. Well, the way I see it, you know, the sword do cut both ways. That sword do cut both ways on that. Um, um, Especially when it comes to manufactured hatred, saying "death to America." Um, even though I know, even though I know what that means, but to the outsider, "death to America" means they wish your country to be destroyed, not the actions that the country is being produced, the actions that America or said country is being produced, that the hatred of. But anyway, um, for this reasons, portraying Iran as a threat is neither constant with historical reality nor with the present day observable facts. Um, Such is a pro. Oh wait a minute. Oh, I already read that. I read that part. I read that part. Um, Within the same framework, the United States has concentrated the largest number of its forces, bases, and military capabilities around Iran, a country that, at least since the founding of the United States, has never initiated war. Recent American aggression launched from these very bases has demonstrated how threatening such a military presence truly is. Naturally, no country confront with such conditions would forego strengthening its defensive capabilities, what Iran have done and countries to do is measured response grounded in legitimate self-defense and by no means initiated initiation of war or aggression. Um, and like I said, I'm gonna be fair about this because uh, he does have a point right there. Anybody with a map, right? Anybody with a map would would see a problem if the if your enemy, which is Great Satan, right, went into Afghanistan, then went into Iraq, and Iraq is bordered on your east side. No, I mean on your west side, and Afghanistan is on your east side, and your enemies on both ends. So, the justice in the how the neocons in Washington and in London, um, I see the point why Iran is in a such uh, a grave what's the word? Well, they're hostile. I just put it like that, right? Relations between Iran and the United States were not originally hostile. The early interaction between the Iranian and the American people were not marred with hostility or coup d'état. The illegal American 1953 tension. You know what? You didn't say Britain. You didn't say British Petroleum. You didn't say MI6. You just say American, as if we was by ourselves when the CIA got contacted by MI6 and to overturn the Iranian government in 1956, no 1953. I think it was called Operation Ajax or Operation AB's Success. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Operation Ajax. I'm not mistaken. The turning point, however, was the invention aimed at preventing the nationalization of Iran's own resources. That coup disrupted Iran's democratic process, reinstate a dictatorship. Well, aren't y'all country a dictatorship of some sort? Anyway, let's keep it moving. And so, deep distrust among Iranians towards U.S. policies. This distrust deepened further with American support for the Shah regime is backing of Saddam Hussein during the imposed war of the 1980s and the imposition of the longest and most comprehensive sanctions in modern history, and notably unprovoked military aggression twice in the midst of negotiations against Iran. That part I would, I don't disagree. Um, but yet, all these measures has failed to weaken Iran, and on the contrary, the country has grown stronger in many areas. Literacy rate has tripled from roughly 30% before the Islamic Revolution to over 90% today. Higher education has expanded dramatically. Significant advantages has been achieved in modern technology. Healthcare services have improved. Infrastructure has developed at a pace and scale uncomparable to the past. And these are measurable oppositional realities that stand independent of fabricated narratives. Okay, but at what cost, though, to human rights, though? And no, and let me say this: just because I'm making this statement does not mean I'm pro um this conflict. We should stay out of this, if you ask me, though. Anyway, at the same time, the destruction and inhumane impact of sanctions, war, and aggression on the lives of the resilient Iranian people must not be underestimated. The continuation of military aggression and recent bombings profoundly affect people's lives, attitudes, and perspectives. This reflects a fundamental human truth: when war inflicts irreparable harm on lives, homes, cities, and futures, people will not remain indifferent towards those responsible. This raised a fundamental question: exactly which of the American people's interests are truly being served by this war? There was any objective threat from Iran to justify such behavior? Maybe. Well, anyway, we keep moving. Does the massacre of innocent children, destruction of cancer treatment pharmaceutical facilities, are boasting about bombing a country back to the Stone Ages, serve any purpose other than damaging United States global standing? And yes, he is right. America's standing has been, for the last, since 2001, no, 2003, I should say, has been steadily declining. Now, he's right on that part. You know, he's actually right on that part. Um, so hold on, let me see. What's going on? Going, oof, oof, oof. Tampa Supreme said we need to lose this war. We need to stop. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Um, so yeah, yeah. So let me continue on this. Where was I at? Where was I at? Um, oh, okay. Iran pursued negotiations, reach an agreement, and fulfill all its commitments. The decision to withdraw from that agreement escalated towards confrontation and launched two acts of aggression in the midst of negotiations were destructive choices made by the United States government, choices that serve the delusions of a foreign aggressor. Now, he's right about that. Why are you up in the middle of a negotiations and you bomb the country right when the negotiations were being taught? That's like me going to let me use somebody in the chat room. That's like me going to Tampa Supreme. Me and Tampa supposed to work out a deal in good faith, but yet I turn around and knock him and punch him in the face while I'm supposed to discuss a, you know, we trying to squash a beef, but yet I punch him in the face as we're talking. That doesn't make any sense. So he's right on this part. He's right on this part. Uh, Attacking Iran's vital infrastructure, including energy and industrial facilities, facilities, directing directly targets the Iranian people beyond constituting a war crime. Such action carry consequences that extend far beyond Iran's borders. They generate insp- insp- uh, instability. There's something wrong with me today, y'all. Increased human and economic costs and perpetrated a cycle of tensions and planting seeds of resentment that will endure for years. This is not a demonstration of strength. It's a sign of strategic bewilderment and the inability to achieve a sustainable solution. This is not also the case that America has entered this aggression as a proxy for Israel, influenced and manipulated by that regime. It is not true that Israel, by manufacturing the Iranian threat, seeks to divert global attention away from its crimes towards the Palestinians. It is not evident that Israel now aims to fight Iran to the last American soldier into the last American taxpayer dollar, shifting the burden of its delusions onto Iran, the region, and the United States itself in pursuit of illegitimate interests. Is America first truly among the priorities of the United States government today? I invite you to look beyond the machinery of misinformation and integral part of this aggression, and instead speak to those who have visited Iran. Observe that many accomplished Iranian migrants educated in Iran now teach and conduct research at the world's most prestigious universities, or contribute to the most advanced technological firms in the West. Do these realities align with the distortments you were being told about Iran and its people? Today, the world stands at a crossroads. Continue this path of confrontation is more costly and futile than ever before. Um, the choice between confrontation and engagement is both real and consequential. Its outcome will shape the future for generations to come. Throughout its millennia of a proud history, Iran has outlawed many aggressors, and all remains of them are tarnished names in history, while Iran adores, resilient, dignified, and proud. Okay, okay. So yeah. That's the letter that came out last night or yesterday from the one of the surviving members of the Iranian government. But anyway, we can go over here real quick. Now, I have not watched this. I have not watched this. Hold on. You're struggling to read. Well, let me tell you something, Tampa. You know what? I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm leave you alone. I'm leaving that alone. Check Bobby Henney. Okay. Uh, anyway, where were we at? So let's start with this with this address. I heard it was just ramblings and everything else. I hope there's no. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see here. Uh, uh, okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much. My fellow Americans, good evening. Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave astronauts on the successful launch of Artemis 2. It was quite something. It will be traveling further than any manned rocket has ever flown and will very substantially pass the moon, go around it, and come back home from a distance that has never been done before. It's amazing. They are on the way, and God bless them. These are brave people. We want to God bless them.
Whoa. Y'all not hearing this? The slur. Am I? I'm glad. I'm watching this without. Well, I see people saying it was a lot of. Excuse me. It was. There was a lot of. You know, it's a lot of platitudes, and he just repeats himself. It's boring, and he says the same thing, the same shit every day. And it's like, yeah. It's like, but anyway, let me just play some of this real quick.
For unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation Epic Fury, targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran. In these past 4 weeks, our armed forces have delivered swift, decisive, overwhelming victories on the battlefield.
Wow, listen, y'all, this is bad. it's almost like he's exhaling, like he's trying to. It's almost like he ran 2 miles or something.
Victories like few people have ever seen before.
No,
Tonight, Iran's Navy gone.
no. This is worse. This ain't no old age of somebody in their 80s just they're tired. No, this is bad. This is bad. All right. People want to fail to acknowledge he's on drugs when he's and I told people 2 years ago he's on a mental decline. No, but Joe Biden, listen, he's on a mental decline. Y'all not, like you tell these MAGA folks, right? That do y'all see this man is on a mental decline? Y'all ain't trying to. It doesn't matter. Make America great again. Yeah, wearing that stupid hat. I can't wait till after this term is off because we don't have to worry about you don't have to worry. You don't have to see these people wearing that stupid red hat and saying something stupid. You know.
Their air force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them, terrorist regime they led, are now dead. Their command and control of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons, factories, and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces. Very few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing in America, as it has been for 5 years under my presidency, is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before. Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter.
Right, which is illegal. The kidnapping of Maduro was illegal under the chapter. No, I'm sorry. Under the what's the treaty called? The Organization of American States Treaty of 1947. The kidnapping Maduro violated Article 1, Article 9, Article 11 of that treaty. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's definitely Article 11. I did a video on that two months ago. 2-3 months ago. Y'all go find it where I list down what what parts of the international law was violated in arresting Maduro. Let's keep it moving though, by the way.
It was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world. After rebuilding our military during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world. And now we're working along with Venezuela and are in a true sense joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well.
Like trying to steal their natural resources. Like trying to try to bully or no, better yet, let me say it in a better way. I'll be diplomatic for this, right? Trying to get American companies to go into Venezuela to get their natural resources. Their natural resources. I have to repeat that because I messed up though. I mean, did like you see his family making Of course, it's gang gang. It's gang gang. I mean, gang gang. You know that's why I had the thumbnail of this video. I had to change my thumbnail. You know, this is something that I have a nagging suspicion he's about to say something, and you know what? Let me go ahead and let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. Let me go ahead and find it real quick because I have a nagging suspicion he's about to bring something up. Let me go ahead and um and I forgot to bring this up because I have a nagging suspicion he's going to say something, and I'm gonna bring it up in a minute. I'm gonna bring it up in a minute, but anyway.
In the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on Earth after the United States of America. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. We don't need anything they have, but we're there to help our allies.
Yeah, by increasing our gas to almost $5 a gallon. Well, I don't know where y'all at, but yeah, where I'm at, it's about to go over to $5 a gallon. Um, and plus though we spend what billions of dollars of equipment, and lives has been taken. I think there's been what 1,000 lives have been taken already. So um and the White House is not telling y'all how many U.S. soldiers has perished in this so far. So uh so so what is this really about? You know, he won't tell you that.
Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 240.
So because they say death to America, so I mean, they're not the only country that says it. I wish we stop acting like Iran is the only country saying death to America. Do you know how many countries that say that? But you don't see us going, oh, that's right. That's right. Those countries will fight back. Okay. Those countries are not small. Okay. We can say Russia, China, even North Korea. Okay. And North Korea got ballistic missiles that they can send their nukes. So, you know, so we like to pick on small countries, us in the West. You know, the problem is we got hardliners in our country and in Iran, uh, controlling the affairs of society. You know,
One Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the blood just horrible.
Wait a minute. The U.S. coal was attacked by Iran? The U.S. coal was not attacked by Iran. I remember the U.S. coal. That was like, when was that, 2000? Bill Clinton was still president. That was like, they happened in 2000. I was still, yeah. When I was in college, I was in high school at the time. Anyway, yeah. So what are he talking about?
Bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead. For these terrorists to have nuclear weapons would be an intolerable.
Well, what about the Palestinian children who was fired upon by the IDF? What about the the Palestinian mothers who were slaughtered as they're trying to look for food and water for their babies? What about Israelis' parents have to send their sons and daughters to fight, are being told to put bullets in unarmed people? See, you gotta explain that part.
Threat, the most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen.
Right. It is. Yeah. Cops do it here, but you don't see other countries come to him. Right. Exactly.
And neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first. And perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb. And he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. Had he lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then, very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal.
See, jealousy. Now notice he just said Obama, right? Now, hold on. We'll just, let me just finish what he's about to say, because I know he's about to say something.
Disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash, took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had. He flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them.
Really? So I knew he was going to say that, right? So let me give y'all the Obama's quote unquote Iranian deal, right? He act like Obama was the only person there in the room, right? Now, if you sit there, it's called a Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, right? So he act like Obama was the only person in the room when it was just, China, France, Germany, Russia, the British, and America, the EU, and then Iran. He act like Obama was the only person in the room when that deal came. Yeah, and here is Here is the document, by the way. Here is the documents, okay, of the Iranian deal, okay. It's a very long ass. It's 160. No, I'm sorry, 159 pages of documents that Obama and David Cameron and Vladimir Putin and all them people years ago has signed. I'm not going. It's a long ass read, but to act like Obama was the only person who who uh who made that deal, it's a lie. Uh-oh. Can anybody hear me? Press one if y'all can hear me. You know what? Let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. No. Let me go over here. Let me go over here. Cause something just happened. StreamYard just messed up again. StreamYard just messed up again on me. So okay. Let's see if y'all can hear this. Okay, can y'all hear me? All right. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, but how many times people have been saying Iranian has the nuclear weapon? Iran has a nuclear weapon. For you know, y'all been saying it, but yet if this is the case, how come Iran didn't use a nuke for the last 14 years? And didn't the Ayatollah see, I'm for fairness. This is a fair, I'm for fairness, right? You know, let's cut through the bullshit, right? And I should not cuss right now, but because of the seriousness, you have to be fair what's going on. If they had the weapon, they would have used it already. Tel Aviv would not even exist right now. Jerusalem wouldn't exist right now. If they have it at this point, especially when you kill off the government off. See, America will be judged by this. Okay, we will be judged harshly by this. No, you the one making mistakes that people 20, 30 years now gonna have to fix. The next president and the other 4 or 5 presidents after him is going to have to fix all this. I wish, man, I would listen. If there's any way for Obama to run for a third term, yes, I would vote for Obama again for the third time. Yes, I would. All right, yeah, I would vote for Obama again. Uh, Yeah, I guess but I don't disagree with you. I don't agree with you. It's mainly the neocons and the evangelical community that need to be checked in America. Uh, Right. I don't think though he will. I don't think though he will. They'll have to delete more than what have. Yeah, exactly, exactly. What's going on, Lana? Okay, if it's obvious, right? Uh, how come the Ayatollah, who the one who's passed away, said he was against the idea of making or creating nuclear armament, nuclear weapons. You know, so anyway, you know, the hypocrisy is at all time high, right? So you got all this smoke for Iran. Well, where's the smoke for? I don't know. North Korea. Where is the smoke for North Korea then? If you're talking all this big bad, like we destroyed and uh we destroyed the government of Iran and we destroyed these cities and these facilities, nuclear facilities. Okay, then where is the nuclear facilities in North Korea? How come those facilities are not destroyed? The logic. I'm talking about the logic. And I'm not for war in war in Iran or in North Korea. But the thing is, if by that logic, it makes no sense. And then here's what he don't seem to grasp, right? Or people from MAGA don't seem to grasp. The idea of you know just because of the action happening in Iran. What makes you think some other countries, some rogue country like Sudan, no, not Sudan, like Somalia and some of those African countries, what makes you think they might opt for making their own nuclear uh, weapons or buy a new nuclear weapon or scientists who know about you know physics and all that? Because of what's going on, you made the world less safe doing that. Never seen before. Never seen before. I mean, how many times you gonna say never seen before? Make that make sense. Come on, we yeah, we seen it before. We seen it before. And that is the job is what? The job is what? Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know he didn't say that. I know he didn't say that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. The tariffs. The price of goods went up because of tariffs. Uh, when he put ICE out there to go after the illegals, and because the illegals was not picking up fruit and vegetables, the price of food went up. Also, on top of that, you bomb Iran first. What you think they was going to do? They're going to make sure you don't make them that you are economically destroyed by bombing your oil and your in the choke point and the trade routes. You helped done that. You can't sit there and blame totally on the Iranians when you had a hand in it because you want to be transactional. While wages remain the same, while people was getting laid off from their jobs, while people were while farms were losing their while crops were failing. Really, really. Okay. Actually, that was Barack Obama with national gas, not national, natural gas. That happened under the Obama administration. Stop the cap. Come on, stop the cap. And let me say this: the Eagle Four shale, right? Some of us who in Texas had the Eagle Four shale. That was under Obama. What are you referring to? We was energy independent during the Obama years, starting from the Obama years. You see, again, this is all about jealousy of the last, or should I say, the last two presidents. I should say, right? Yeah, yeah. 'Cause well, his predecessor during the first term. Whoa, 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 whoa! Stop, stop. Okay, if America is number one in oil production, energy production, why is there a need to take over Venezuelan oil? Why there is a need to take the resources of Venezuelan and also in the Middle Eastern um, oil? If we're number one, why should we worry about what number two and number three are doing? If we are the number one producer of gas and energy, why should we worry about what number two and number three is doing? Well, actually, the Russians are number two, but hey, let's not like we splitting hairs now. But still, in the context of what he's saying, Venezuela is number two, Middle East is number three, right? Or vice versa. Why should we care about the other country, the other oil producers? Oof, oof, gang, 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 gang. Okay, buy it from us. Transactional, like I said earlier, transaction. Now this is a gang, gang right here. I destroy your shit so you can buy my shit. That's like Target destroying a Walmart, blowing Walmart up because you won't because they want the market. See. I ain't thinking. I ain't the dotted like that. But hey, here you go. No, it's always about the money. So he said the U.S. EJ said the U.S. produced the most, but it does not hold the highest proven reserves of oil in the ground. It ranks eighth in total reserve. Thank you, EJ. Thank you, EJ. See, come on. See, where it's like in the Bible, right? We live in the days where men uh men loving men, right? Which means only love men are the lovers of men, right? Which means men only cares about their own needs and not the needs of what is right and wrong and what is moral. And what and what the president of the United States just did, Donald J. Trump just did, he's being transactional. He ain't talking about the moral side on. See, every other president will tell you, right? Oh, it's for moral reasons. Or I'm doing it. It's for a moral cause, or it's for him. It's all transactional. So you're going to send your sons and daughters into the military for a person, for a commander in chief who is transactional in mindset. You know, that EJ, EJ. Yeah, Canada. You know, you know, yeah, Canada, Mexico. Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. You know, so wait, stop. Wait a minute. You're going to have negotiations while you're bombing them. You're going to have the negotiations while you're bombing it back to the Stone Age. You're not. That's not in negotiation. It's not. It's not. You're not a negotiation in good faith in doing that. But this is who y'all elected. This goes outside of the diplomacy, the norms of diplomacy. But let's just keep it moving. No, no. You made there. Yes. they might sound different, but they're going to be far worse. They're far worse. And when I say far worse, they're more hardliners. See, you create a generation of people who are going to be more conservative, more hardliner than the people who you uh took out. They're gonna they're gonna be 10 toes down with the whole death to America chance. See, this is complete arrogance that we going to sit there and just and try to do regime change and thinking that though it's going to change it. This is not World War II. Okay, the mindset of World War II is different. We got to stop thinking every war is the same as World War II or the Civil or the American Civil War. No, not everything needs to be a regime change. Number two, you do not kill people while you're making the negotiations. Makes no sense. Okay, then how come uh everybody's worried of a land invasion? Why are you going to send 5,000 troops to go into one little island over there, knowing it's futile to send 5,000 troops? And why do we need to go up in there anyway? Why do we need boots on the ground? Okay, if they're no longer the threat, why you need to go 2 more weeks? Read two. Why you want to go read more weeks if they're no longer a threat? You contradict yourself. Okay, the president just contradict himself. Uh, saying we're gonna keep bombing them for next 2 weeks. Well. If they are quote unquote, I forgot, you know, down. I mean, then therefore though you got your war aims. what's the point keep on bombing them for if they're already down? Whoa, 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 hold on, hold on. I don't know who you calling an idiot, but I demand respect. Now you don't see me disrespecting you. I ain't disrespecting anybody over here. Let's keep it moving. Okay. Yeah. 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 There's so many contradictions and everything else in this. Um. Yeah. But anyway, let me get off of here. I might go live later in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. So yeah, just got from work. So yeah. So and by the way, let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. Um, you know, yeah, donations are greatly um I appreciate it. And let me get off of here. Man, let me get off of here and I'll see y'all next time. I'm out. Wait, hold on. Flump is like a student in a math exam with a calculator trying to solve calculus problems without ever learning addition. Right, exactly. You know, exactly. Anyway, yeah, donate. Yeah, donate right here. Here it is, my QR code right here. Yo, go ahead and donate. Yeah, right. Here's my Cash App. So anyway, let me get out of here, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.